fun to eat something before we dive in, but it's time for the best cooking games you need to play in 2021. At Logitech G, we love cooking games. There's something so satisfying about serving up the perfect plate, or even just serving up a plate at all. Although we don't recommend eating at the same time, as your G915 just won't enjoy the crumbs. So grab a snack, sit back from your desk and enjoy our delectable selection of the tastiest cooking games you can play right now. Whether you want to construct the perfect boba tea, pizza, or even ferment wine, there's a perfect experience for you right here. Oh, and before we serve you the list, remember to subscribe to Logitech G to make sure you never miss another video. It's perhaps almost unfair to start with Cook Serve Delicious 3, a cooking game so good and frankly dangerously compelling that even talking about it makes me want to load it up and never stop.
Let's have some fun today.
Let's maybe not ask the big questions about how we managed to get so much stock of rare and expensive foods in our van during an apparently apocalyptic event, and instead focus on the joy. The joy of serving up items to the queues eagerly forming outside our truck, or the joy of perfectly constructing the ultimate omega spicy sandwich in tandem with a two-player friend. But taking on this world is just as much fun on your own. Suddenly it's you versus the hungry world, with only your reflexes and sometimes a very bizarre collection of foods. Boba tea. Will you reign supreme? Of course you will. Well, chicken supreme, at least. After the mania of something like Cook Serve Delicious 3, you might just want to put your feet up for a while. Maybe just take over a nighttime coffee house in a city where fantasy races all exist in, well, kind of harmony. In Coffee Talk, actually making the hot drinks is only half the game. Sure, you can combo up coffee, and coffee to make a triple espresso. Good luck sleeping after that. But your role as a barista is also to listen to your customers. Here, being a pair of understandable ears is just as important as being able to make latte art. Which is good because we're really not very good at latte art. Are you sure you don't want that on a takeaway cup maybe? Just tell us about your problems anyway. How's the book writing going? One of our favorite titles in our previous best cooking games list was Good Pizza, Great Pizza. But if you want something a little more realistic, you don't want to miss Cooking Simulator's specifically dough-based DLC. You'll need the main game to be able to play pizza, but it's worth saying that this feels like a little bit of a sunny holiday from the regular kitchen. There's even a nice view, an automatic cutter for all ingredients, and a very satisfying holder for all your toppings. But of course, that doesn't mean it's easy. You have to will pizza into existence. From dough construction all the way to throwing logs in the oven to get the temperature just right, your quest for the ultimate pizza can be a challenge. Although popping things into a basket and tipping the whole lot into a mixing machine is true joy. Just mind the plate when you serve it up. Yeah. You're still playing Cooking Simulator, you know? They'll never notice. Of course, Overcooked 2 is going to be on here. There's nothing quite like settling down with some friends either on the sofa or online to rustle up a storm in the kitchen. And Overcooked always means that it will be a literal storm. Whether you're attempting milkshakes or frying chicken, Ghost Town Games will have thought of a new way to absolutely torture you at the same time. Because why prod you with forks when it's stressful enough to have to do the dishes? And while the main game might already be more than you can chew, the Night of the Hungry Horde DLC is a particularly delicious slice of unbred chaos. Hungry zombies batter down the windows not in search of brains, but burgers. So you'll have to post them out of the windows to keep them at bay. Just remember, it's always better plate than never. Okay, this one is less about cooking and a lot more about screaming at your sponge-based opponents, but Cake Bash is just too delicious to leave off this list. Instead of expertly building layers and carefully applying icing, the name of the game here is to absolutely destroy your delicious-looking opponents. The selection of minigames is surprisingly vast. Whether you're trying to keep hold of a sparkler as an audience of French fancies look on, or desperately attempting to decorate yourself with as many roasted marshmallows as possible, Cake Bash constantly serves up hilarious carnage. And don't be distracted just because everyone looks adorable with those happy little faces. The bakery is a murderous place, with only turning you into crumbs in mind. Although you can earn really sweet little hats to decorate your sticky little body. But no, murder. I'm so confused. Where's the fun in food if you don't have the right drink to match? If you are secretly one of those people who can never taste the blackberry notes, sprinklings of coffee, or fresh tennis balls in your wine, don't worry. 100 Days Winemaking Simulator doesn't expect you to know anything about wine. In fact, when you arrive in this vineyard, you are absolutely clueless, but there are plenty of helping hands to aid with your pressing concerns. The surprising thing here is that rather than a traditional tile-based building sim, 100 Days at its heart is a turn-based card game, where you need to spin Tetris-style shapes onto a board before progressing onto the next season or day. But that doesn't mean you can't get granular with the fermenting and bottling process. There's plenty of options to let you fully personalize your tannins and acidity. We even managed to make wine that people actually wanted to swallow during tasting sessions. Success!
I want you to run my business and become a winemaker. It's not going to be easy, but I promise you, it will be worth it.
And finally, it's a bit sneaky, but we're adding a delicious-looking narrative and cooking game that's still to come later this year. Venba is the story of an Indian immigrant mother who arrives in Canada with her family in the 1980s. Here we'll be able to hold conversations with branching narratives, but also delve into traditional recipes and revitalize old dishes that have been lost to time. This is as much a story about love as it is about cooking, which really, when you think about it, are absolutely the same thing. With a soundtrack inspired by Indian musicals and an animation style we can't wait to see more of, Venba will be out in November this year. Yum! So that's the best cooking games you should plate up right now, and one to add to your recipe book for later in the year. Let us know your favorite food games to make us hungry in the comments below. Drop us a like if you enjoy the video, and don't forget to subscribe to Logitech G for more videos just like this one. If you do already subscribe, thanks! Hit the notification bell to know exactly when our next video is served up.